Everyone. We are going live with Alex Porter, Fjorn Porter tonight, talking about how they came out as transgender. So let's wait till they join. I do like Instagram, don't get me wrong, guys, but Instagram's just crazy when you're trying to do a live stream. At least with TikTok, it's a lot better. We've got down here also. Hello. Hi, Mitchell. How are you, mate? Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, I can hear my voice. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
1 minute. Oh, you don't have access to video, but it doesn't matter. Audio's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
I have 4 questions because I could only think of 4.
Okay.
But it doesn't really matter. So, first question is, when did you first realise you were transgender?
So actually it was probably like, I'm gonna say 2 different answers. I think like the first one like subliminally, and then the second one would be like when I actually came out. So
Yeah.
when I actually came out, it was, I guess, last year? So not that
Yeah.
long ago. I was um I was very secretive about it actually. Like I didn't talk to my friends and family first.
No.
I kind of just went out straight on social media, posted like a happy trans day thing, my
Yeah.
name's Alex kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I just went straight out, and that was because um, I have a tendency to talk to my friends and my family and then be influenced by their opinions, and
Yeah.
I'm such an overthinker, and I didn't want them to change my mind. I knew that this is what I wanted to do, this is what I felt, that's why I came out. And
Yeah.
yeah, so that was like the biggest thing for me. And I got mixed reviews all the time from friends, from family. Like I got my mum message me or on the phone saying like, "Oh my god," like as soon as I saw that, it felt like the person died before. She's like, "I love
Yeah.
you, I respect you, and like no matter what." But I'm kind of sad that you posted it on social media before telling me personally. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, you're not alone. My partner didn't know. No one knew, just myself. And that's just how it was. And that was a choice I wanted to make. And that's
Yeah.
okay. Um, and then I guess like subliminally, knowing that I was trans, I feel like now I'm self-reflecting on my childhood and
Yeah.
everything. I think that it's always been there, and there's always been you know, like little moments and scenarios where I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that was actually me feeling gender dysphoria.
Yeah.
And, I'll talk to my mum about it, and she'll be like, well, none of this came to a surprise for me. And, if you're telling me these experiences from when you were 5 years old,
Mm.
you don't think that that definitely says that your child's transgender necessarily.
No.
I think we all have some sort of gender dysphoria now and then, but
Yeah.
you question it, you're curious, you're growing up, you go through puberty, etc.
You
But
do.
yeah, I feel like there's kind of like two different times or two different kind of opinions of me being transgender in my journey. So, but just for context, my growing up, my family, my mom, my parents, like none of us are like religious or anything, and I've always grown up in the environment where you love who you love as long as you're happy, as long as you're healthy. They've been very accepting, very respectful, and it doesn't matter. So when it came to like coming out, that was
Yeah.
more of something I developed um in my head. Like I felt like when it came to my gender, I didn't want it to be difficult for others
Mm.
because I knew that I knew that my family and my friends were loving and accepting, but the opinion came about that it was difficult to understand transgender people. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to
Yeah.
be different. So I went as far away as womanly possible to myself.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to be, as masculine as I can, but I still called myself a woman.
Yeah.
And that was just to please others, is what I realized. And that's why I was so secretive about it. I just wanted to do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of like me coming out, and um, yeah, I feel a lot better now for sure. It's like a relief.
Well, that's similar to question two because it says how hard was it for you coming out, but you've really explained that mostly.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard, and it still is hard because there's the habits and the adaptations that your bubble has to adapt to, like
Yeah.
your inner group, your social group, your family, your
Yeah.
friends, long distance, you know, your workplace, like every environment that you're in, has
Mm.
to change with it, and it's it's still difficult, and just in the way that like my old name, it's just not an identity that I ever really related to, like fully, is what I felt, and seeing it pop up every now and then, it's like, ooh, um, wasn't expecting that. Don't want to see that anymore. That's changed. That's gone. Um, so for me, like changing, I felt like I was able to change and I was able to come out with um, the time that I changed my career and I moved house. Like there was already big changings happening for me. I felt like um, I needed a fresh start. I needed a new workplace because the workplace I was in, I knew that everybody wasn't so accepting. So it would have been harder for me to say, "Oh, I'm trans." I knew that it would have been a lot more difficult conversations to have and a
Yeah.
lot less patient people.
So
If they
sounding by that, it was toxic then.
Yes, yeah. Well, it was toxic alone, like management wise and everything.
Yeah.
But um, it was difficult to even explain to people that I was gay, let alone trans or non-binary, and um, that was just really unfortunate. So I knew that I would have just been so exhausted all the time. So yeah, having that fresh start really helped me come out and start again. And I know that like people are still struggling with pronouns every now and then, but I'm a very
Yeah.
patient person, and you need to be because my friends, my family, I'm thinking of my family more so. They struggle because it was just habit. They've grown up with me as a female, and they're still catching themselves out. But it's good that they can correct themselves. And
Yeah.
for example, my mum will take pride in telling me, "Oh, I've told this place that my son's coming over instead," and it's reassuring and it's really comforting that
Hmm.
people are making the effort, but it's still difficult. It's still
It
difficult
is.
for the changes of correcting people when you need to. I feel
Yeah.
like I've definitely learning to like pick and choose my battles where that's concerned.
Yeah.
um,
Question three: who inspired you? Would you say, or
Sorry.
who inspired you? Would you say, or have you not really got anyone who inspired you?
Um, I've got a few, I guess, influencers, social media influencers that
Yeah.
definitely helped normalize being trans and being open, and maybe all the gender dysphoria traits that you're going to go through and the symptoms and
Yeah.
stuff. Um, so I could definitely, I feel like they inspired me to have something to look forward to
Yeah.
in whatever stage they were in their trans journey. Um, I don't feel like I have any icons in mind,
No.
but I could send them to you after this. I don't know them at the top of my head, unfortunately.
And then last one, like, I know I couldn't really think of that many because it was a bit of a hard one. Any advice for people?
Um, I guess like so. I mean, it really depends on your environment. It depends on your difficulties. It depends on your inner circle. I feel like the best thing I could have told myself sooner was find your friends, find your group that will be accepting of you no matter what, and you can feel like you can express yourself and be yourself and
Yeah,
dress how you want to dress, and you'll get the, you'll get the good vibes back with them. And I feel like it's like don't dismiss who you want to be just to make others' lives easier. Like don't people please when it comes to,
just don't do it to make people happy
yeah, like
and
don't
that.
compromise your happiness, don't compromise your values just to make other people's lives better or happy or
True.
whatever. Like that doesn't matter. And what matters
No,
is what you want to do, what you want to be, how you want to express yourself.
yeah,
I'm still learning. Like I'm with BetterHelp, therapy sessions, and I go to this session every Sunday, where it's called Encourage,
yeah,
and it's hosted by someone in America. And we basically go on this group on Zoom call and we
yeah.
talk to parents who are struggling with communicating or supporting their LGBTQ um, kids. And I love to be a part of that every Sunday, just to kind of be a voice, be a perspective, and learn from them and teach them how to
Are they
communicate.
part of the Rainbow Youth Project, or I'm thinking wrong?
Sorry.
Are they part of the Rainbow Youth Project?
Um.
Because I've heard of them. I swear they're on here.
Well, I've only known Encourage to be a title of a group within BetterHelp as like
Oh,
a
I
club
might be thinking of
session.
another group.
I follow people like Stand in Pride and stuff like that. I think that's quite
I've
good.
heard of them. They ring a bell.
Stand in Pride are a organization and community that are open to anyone and everyone, allies, members of the LGBT communities, to stand up or step in to support others in the community, whether
Yeah,
they need someone to fill in a position where it's like a friend, a family member. The occasion can be whatever. It can just be hanging out. It can be a wedding. You can be a stand-in mother
yeah,
for a mother who isn't supportive. I feel like it's an amazing organization. Um, I am supporting, but I haven't opted for support from that. But
yeah.
if you don't have that support and connections, then that's definitely a fantastic place to get that from.
And as
Um,
I say, sorry I couldn't think of any more questions, but it was a bit of a hard one.
no, it's fine. I mean, there's there's just like a lot of layers to it, I guess. And this is just my trans journey alone. Um,
Yeah,
the experiences of gender dysphoria first when I was younger. Little things like sitting in the bath and you got bath bubbles going on and you put
yeah,
one on your face and you make it look like a beard, or you you condition your hair back and you think like you got short hair.
yeah,
And or like my mum will come up to me and be like, one day you're gonna grow up and you're gonna have a chest like a boobs like your mum. And I cried. I literally cried. And she will tell me that over and over again because she thought it was funny.
classic.
But genuinely, I cried. Um, and I'll come home from school. Like, I don't remember this personally, but I'll come home from school and I'll be like, Mom, I want to be a boy, or I want a haircut like a boy. And, you think this would hint some things.
Yeah,
um, uh, I was always a tomboy. That never changed anything.
Mm.
Um, my mum always allowed me to choose my toys, choose what I wear, any colors. Like she'll paint my bedroom whatever color I wanted, and that really helped being non-binary. I wasn't fit into certain gender roles. My mum was
Mm.
the woman to do everything in the house,
Mm.
so that plays a huge part. It's definitely like the influences that you have around you that helps you to just be
Yeah.
free. So I feel like I've had it easy in comparison to others. Obviously, my journey isn't so easy as it is. I'm still trans. I'm still having to go through dysphoria, and I'm on the gender clinic list to wait. Uh, don't know how many years it's going to take. I know
Oh God, no. We all know
3 years.
what the NHS is like.
Yeah, yeah. So I can see myself definitely going down the route of like private surgery, probably.
Mm.
And I know that they'll take care of you more than
Yeah.
you are guaranteed from NHS.
I
Other
swear that one in Turkey or wherever, that's private, isn't it?
I'm just really grateful that we're not in America. That's for
God.
sure. So it's definitely like more affordable, more accessible.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, personally, I've not had anything yet. I've just been on a titration list for gender clinic. They've not given me anything. They've not emailed me anything. I don't take any sort of testosterone or any
No.
medication. Um, Genetically, I'm fortunate enough to have facial hair, and I just put some hair dye on there. So that's something that was very gender affirming.
Because
That
didn't they close the one in London?
my gender clinic, sorry, the gender clinic, the one I'm at is in London. Yeah,
I thought they closed it because after I saw this, they closed it, but I don't know if they opened it again unless there's more. I don't really know.
I've not been notified anything. Um, but yeah, uh, I've seen my options. I've tried going to Superdrug, and they have online doctors that can prescribe you testosterone. But the thing
That's
is with
good.
that is they have to connect to your GP, who have to approve and have a consultation about giving you it first, and then Superdrug just supply it. So unfortunately,
So
I
you
didn't get.
can't just get it willy nilly, if you know what I
No,
mean.
yeah, no, I have to still wait, remain, go through the consultation with my GP first. And I just fear that, they're gonna tell me, oh, you have to wait for the gender clinic. They can't do anything. And that's
Mm.
just how it is. So, yeah, I still have to wait around, but for now, like I said, it's doing all these like gender affirming things that make you
Yeah.
happy. Dressing how I want to dress, makeup. I hadn't touched makeup in my life until
Yeah.
I wanted to put a beard on. That was the only thing I've ever been excited to do when it comes to makeup. And I have trans friends, and they have trans partners, and it's really good to have that community, that circle of people who already know, um,
What you're
what.
going through and that.
Yeah, yeah. So I've definitely got connections, and that really helps me like kind of normalize it and talk about
Yeah.
it. I feel like it's really difficult to find others to connect to.
Yes.
So is
So
that
as I
is that
said,
what you
something
do on your platform then? Is this what you're trying to do? Like,
varies really, like on YouTube really, like I do a few gaming videos, done a few interviews here and there. What was
yeah,
one interview I did? I interviewed the Lord, not the Lord, 12th Duke of Manchester, his grandson. I
mm.
interviewed his grandson because he's a lord in Australia, a gay lord in Australia. Listen to me, a gay lord. Yeah, gay lord in Australia. And his grandfather was a 12th Duke of Manchester, and he lives in Oz. Interviewed him about what it's like being a lord and just asking him different stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I've just reacted to a few coming out stories on here.
Mm.
Interviewed a few people, but most of them are reacting to LGBT coming out stories mostly here and there.
So, is there anything like you're aiming for or aspiring to do?
Don't really know. Not really sure. Really. Hard one to think about.
Is there something that clicked with you that just thought, yeah, I wanna talk to Alex and share their story and
Just thought someone new. Like I didn't even realise I was following you till I think it came up on my things because I commented on another video and I think you liked it. I think, and that's how I found it. I didn't even realise I was even following you on air till whatever day I spoke to you. I didn't even
so
realise I'd followed you.
naturally it just came to mind that you just wanted to share my story.
I just thought it was a bit of an awkward question because when I've asked people like sometimes it's a bit like, oh, we've only just started speaking to each other. Why are you asking me this question for?
Yeah, I
But then
understand that.
when
I
I asked someone the other day, are you all right sharing the coming out story with me? And then asked, can they record it? They blocked me straight away, and I thought I only asked a simple question.
yeah, yeah. Um
If you didn't want to record it, why didn't you just say? I know you did say no, but literally you said no and then blocked me willy nilly. I'm thinking, okay, I only asked, but I do
yeah.
ask willy nilly. Like, but I just want to, as I said, I want to just spread awareness more and more. But
Yeah,
some
that's good.
people don't want to share their stuff because they don't feel comfortable. But I feel like if we spread the word more and more, the more it will keep on going and going and going.
Yeah, absolutely. Something I have learned is, not everybody has the confidence because of maybe certain people in their lives that
Yeah,
they haven't come out to yet, and there's kind of like limitations
yeah,
on that, which is fair enough. Like I said, because I've got such a accepting family, I feel like it's fine for me to be open. I'm not avoiding
yeah,
anybody.
no,
There's nothing I can hide. I'm very much at that point where I'm like, this is me, and I'm just gonna, you know, do what I want to do. And if you like
yeah,
it, like it. If you don't, you don't. There's that point I reached when I came out, and
yeah,
that's the attitude I wanted to live with going forward because
yeah.
I
I
was
understand.
unhappy, and that's exactly why I started therapy. Actually, was I realized, well, my partner at the time, um, brought it up to me to say, hey, if you're having confidence issues with your body, then
Yeah.
maybe you can talk to someone about it. And that just turned into, oh shit, I might be trans.
But I know
So
this might seem weird, but if she was still living, and I don't think it probably would be allowed, but one person I would want to interview if she was still living would be Princess Margaret. I don't know why.
hmm. Yeah, I know that some people still are avoiding things and they can't come out, and yeah, I get it, and that's fine. For me personally, like I'm autistic, I'm ADHD. I'm still learning my boundaries with people.
Yeah.
I'm very open in general. Like you say, I'm very open to conversation, and yeah.
Do you
Oh,
know
hi.
this Tanwin?
Yeah, I do. Hi.
Tanwin, I
Uh,
gave you a follow as well.
yeah. So it's just it's good that you're allowing platforms for people and sharing their trans
Yeah.
journeys, and I personally would like to talk about it more. And
Yeah. Maybe plan it a bit more because it was a bit out of the blue, as I said. Because
no, it's fine. I mean, I can talk to them. I'm blue in the fucking face. So, like, if you have anything more to ask, then just say.
oh well.
Like I said, there's so many layers to it. There's so many layers to trans journey, and my own experience for it. And tell me if you have any questions, then yeah.
I hear speak of autism, hyperconscious, activate. That's how Wings just put in the comment, and I don't get why it's filters when you're talking about autism. What's wrong with talking about hyperfocus? Why is autism bad? TikTok? Oh, shut up, TikTok. Get your job going. Work properly instead of being knobs. Can't we talk about autism now, TikTok? Shall we?
Yeah, I I'm autistic and I'm ADHD, and I was diagnosed actually not so long before I came out as trans last year. So that was really interesting for me. I with my partner, and they very quickly said, "Hey, what you're doing is not very typical. I think you might have ADHD, and you might want to, check out with the GP." And they really helped me, to be honest. I
Yeah,
went to the GP. I did their stupid little stereotypical forms, like, how distracted do you get? Were you the one disrupting class, etc. And I passed. I was above average, which
oh
surprised me.
God.
I was just going along with it, and I had a doctor online, Psychiatry UK. They got in contact with me, did a video
Yeah,
call, and this was through the NHS. It wasn't a private company that just
no,
wanted to diagnose and make something from it. I
yeah,
I spoke to them, and they were asking me all about my childhood, and I had to fill out like 10 forms that took hours. I had to give them to friends and family to describe me. And the first thing they said in 5 minutes was, "I don't have anything on my clipboard to say that you're ADHD. You are autistic. You are so autistic. You are 100% autistic." But I was very like aware that some traits were also um, similar with ADHD. Like I would hyperfocus. I would come home and I would crash. Like my energy would be so inconsistent. Um, that I would lose focus on tasks. I would get
yeah,
stressed and I would get overwhelmed, and like some of those are autistic, some of them are ADHD as well.
yeah,
Um, what I can say is though, autism. I feel like there are a lot of people in the um, autism like community, LGBT community that have. Sorry, let me start again. A lot of people in the LGBT community that have ASD can
yeah,
also relate to having more of that. What do you call it? Like they're more likely to be like non-binary or have some sort of like imposter syndrome. I feel like
yeah.
that's a trait. Um,
Now
imp-
talking about a disability, now talking about disability, I think that would be another good collaboration because I have done one with one person who's I've got I think 50 or 60, and she just got autism and all that kind of stuff, and I've interviewed her, and I am trying to organise another collab with her, but I don't know when. But I'm thinking maybe I don't know how I'll do it because I don't know how many. Oh, one, two, three,
yeah,
four, six,
I like that
seven. I
term.
think it's 7 people you can invite in here. I think, but I'm
Hmm.
thinking about doing another collab with her. See how she
Yeah.
is, like a catch up and seeing. Like I know this seems weird, seeing how water and seeing this. I know that seems weird, but when I sort out that collab, I'm thinking maybe about doing a bigger one where I have a catch up with her. I asked another person what it's like for them being neurodiverse and ask them questions, speak to them, then maybe ask another person, and maybe make it near enough like a big collaboration, if you know what I mean, like more
Yeah, I
people
mean, like, I
talking
feel
more.
like it's definitely more of a common thing. Like, the more I learn
Yeah,
about autism and ADHD, and the more I learn about like the LGBT community, and actually the community that I go to every Sunday to talk about it, um, it's actually more common than I realized that they would also be neurodivergent, and like parents or neurodivergent kids that are trans, and like Tamlin said, like, you know, it is a fact that there is a more recognized link between autism and non-binary due to gender being social, and I feel like that's actually something that I can relate to. Like, I'm non-binary, but I also say that I'm trans male. Um,
Mm.
I feel like on that spectrum, I've never really connected to being either female or completely male. Like, I have grown up in a woman's world, so to say. Like, you know, I know the the struggles. I know, you know, the culture that there is, like, being a woman growing up, and I don't feel like I would earn it, like, be able to completely relate to being a man, because I've not grown up as a man, so to say, and I'm not on that spectrum. I don't feel like I don't feel there's anywhere really to fit and put me, and I'm just me. So that's why I kind of identify as non-binary. Um,
Not
it's
being rude, but are you younger than me and Darren?
I'm 24.
Oh, I'm 24 as well. Darren's 24, but I don't mind saying.
I'm 25 next month. Pride Month.
Oh yeah, 5 months June, yeah, I forgot all about that. Good God, yeah. But
um,
people, when you talk about Pride Month and then coming out month, not coming out month, LGBT History Month, I say that to people and I'm saying, oh, I'm doing a video for LGBT History Month. Oh no, it's not LGBT History Month, it's Black History Month. And I'm thinking to myself, well, it's LGBT History Month here in America and all that
oh, I
kind of
think
stuff. It is BLM or BLL. Can you say BLM? Yeah, you can say BLM. Month or whatever you call it. Black. Oh no, not BLM. BHM. You can't. Uh, here it's LGBT
every
History
month
Month,
is
but
appropriate to celebrate anything like that. So,
it is.
you know, it's not like set to one place, one celebration, one
No.
thing to talk about. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm still learning about the umbrella. I mean, it was hilarious trying to talk to people about it and describe it when I don't even know everything about me myself, or, you know, my knowledge is still growing about, you
Mm,
know, the umbrella. You know, the first
mm,
I was like, I don't know, 13 years old. That I went to my mum, and I'm like, hey, uh, you know, I'm into this girl, and, you know, I'm in a crush, and, you know, I don't know what that means, but I think I might be pansexual. And obviously,
yeah.
she's wants to crack a joke, and she's like, "Oh, you're into saucepans." I'm like, "No, no, I'm not. Just I, I'm pansexual because I've never had a physical relation with anybody. I just have mental connection, and it doesn't matter on their gender. You know, it was
No.
a boy from Texas. It was just like a girl from London. There was just online people I used to game with that I
Mm,
fancied. So there's like that fluidity in sexuality that I was still figuring out, and that's okay.
yeah.
I feel like everybody goes through that. Um, yeah. I feel like, yeah, exactly. Everybody goes through the stage of figuring out what they're into, and I was 14. And then as soon as I kind of left school and I went into college and I cut my hair off, and like I said, you know, I needed that big change, big
Yeah.
environment, big thing to adapt to. Leaving school, new college environments, definitely one of those opportunities I took to just change my appearance, change who I was. You know, it's a fresh start,
Yeah.
and I feel like that was kind of like one of those gender euphoria moments, but very confusing for me because I cut my hair off and I was in college and I was dressing very masculine. A lot of people there, students, teachers, they always mistaken me for actually being a guy. They they misgendered me at the time, you know, they misgendered me, and I liked it. Like, I found it funny, I found it humorous. I didn't correct them because, you know, well, subliminally I kind of agreed with them. I liked it. There was nothing wrong with it. Um, but uh, I kind of thought, yep, I'm just gonna be gay. I like girls. I'm never gonna be with a guy. I'm not into them, and that's just how it is. And then yeah, then you come out of that stage and you go through the ups and downs of new careers, new communities, and
Yeah.
then yeah, I've now found myself to be trans eventually. Like I said to you earlier, I've gone. I went to my limits. I went to the end of the line where I wanted to be as far away from feminine as possible, or masculine as where I found my comfort, and then, but I still wanted to identify as a woman to make it easier for others.
Yeah.
And I just flipped out of it. I cut it off. I changed my mind, and I'm a lot better for it now. I'm a lot happier.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of my friends can see that I'm so much happier now and just expressing
That's good.
yeah, and it's so like gender affirming when you have those people, say, he, him pronouns, and it's just like, yeah, you're joining in with me. It's feeling more natural, it's feeling more normalized, and I absolutely love it.
That's good. Sorry if I've got any more questions.
No, it's fine. I mean, like I say, I can chin wag all the time.
Okay.
Like I said, if anyone has any questions in the comment, like Tanwin, you said you feel similar. You're more than welcome to talk to me about trans experience or non-binary, and I really hope when I go on tea, I feel more comfortable wearing femme clothes. Yeah, I mean, that's a whole part of it, is that gender affirming care and expressing yourself. Like, I said, I didn't pick up makeup till I wanted a beard ever in my life, and it was the best thing. Okay, this is something I haven't said. I still struggle with the idea of going into male bathrooms.
Yeah.
That I feel like, gender bathrooms is a whole thing to advocate for. I think personally it's just exhausting to kind of think about it and think about all the like the possibilities of others being, discriminating to me and such. So I just still feel comfortable going into a women's bathroom or going into the disabled toilets still. I think I've only entered a male bathroom twice when I was with a small bunch of friends. Otherwise, in public, I'm not really comfortable with that yet.
And that's probably down to the neurodiverse as well, a bit.
Oh yeah, everything down to me is a bit neurodiverse.
Yeah.
There's that
Me, I
autism
won't
there
use
that's like,
disabled loo. I hate them. I hate disabled loos. I won't use them. I hate them
really?
because like I know like I think it's for a person who's just in a wheelchair. That's what I think. Whenever I see him, I just think, yeah, this is a person in a wheelchair. A person in a wheelchair should be using them. I'm getting better, don't get me wrong, but I'm not a massive fan of them.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, for me, it's like I don't know. What's that word? I know what you mean. Like, do I feel like I'm entitled to that bathroom as well because I have hidden disabilities? And the answer is yes. Like, of course, I am. It is there to be available to those who struggle going into the public bathroom, the big spaces with more people, and it is more direct. And though my autism is not a high level, where I can cope in busy public situations. I can
Yeah.
choose to use the public, but it is just there for me as a disabled person to use and for others. And that's why it's very important to say, like, not all disabilities are visible.
No, they're not.
So yeah, I
It's
mean,
like men. I
it
wouldn't
is
even
just
want
like
to
kind
have
of
it
reminding yourself that there are people who struggle mentally with the idea of going into busy places. There's so much anxiety and stress, and
Yeah.
it's the privacy as well. Like people can't always deal with that.
No.
Although yes, it's very spacious and very accessible for a wheelchair. Quite nice. It seems like a nice private bathroom to use. But yeah, that's just something I'm not used to yet. I don't know how I'd feel going to a men's bathroom.
No. So yeah, thank you for joining tonight. I know it took a bit of a long time, but we got there eventually.
Yeah, no worries. For the Instagram live, it was more like you would come in, I would press join, and then literally nothing would happen. You would accept it,
No,
nothing would load.
no,
So yeah, TikTok it is then. I
yeah.
don't think my camera's available due to the fact that I've got less than 1,000 followers. I cannot go live myself.
And you're more than happy, I tell everyone this, you're more than happy to follow any of mine if you want to, you're more than happy to.
Yeah, I mean, if I get enough followers, then I can go live myself and invite others and talk about my trans story, and I think that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, send people my way, or feel free to invite me whenever you want to do another platform again and host
I will
and
do.
talk, because I really appreciate it.
And I did as well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll let you get on with your evening now, man.
Yeah, have a good evening, and thank you again.
Yeah. In a bit then.
Yeah.
Bye. Right. Alright then, guys. Bye.